Okay, get a load of this this nightmare. Gotta crank it over, watch under the hood. See that? See that fuel? Oh my god. Okay, I've about had it. This is the no diaphragm in this one. You also saw the fuel shooting out of here. I clued in that it could be a problem with this, but still I tried to crank it I think 3 times. I checked the data log, there was no fuel pressure. It's all going into the manifold and the cylinders, and that's why you saw the stream shooting up. I'd already cranked it a bunch of times. I'm just disabling the fuel pump. I'm going to crank it to try to get all the fuel out. Hopefully it's not going to get down into the crankcase. Nightmare again, not the first time. Not the first time. All right, so the so-called lifetime diaphragm, it didn't fail with a tear, but from what I gather, it has, this still looks okay here, it's failed in the sealing here. This, the AEM is not totally flat like this one. The AEM diaphragm has a little lip that goes in that groove that helps to seal it. And this one here, it doesn't have that lip, so it just pushed the fluid right past the edges. So the edge would be right about here where that, where I just made that mark. Yeah, the edge would be there. And then it just fills this inside here, and then it shot the fuel out of here into the vacuum line, goes into the manifold, and it filled 3 and 4 pretty bad. You saw that shooting up out. So when you're cranking it over like that, make sure you to clear the pistons of the fuel. Hopefully I didn't damage the valves or anything. Always disable your ignition. Oh, there it is. Yeah, always disable the ignition because you don't want it sparking because you're going to light it up. All right, so this here is a fail. Not sure what the game plan here is. I think I'm gonna just go back to the AEM diaphragms and keeping them in stock because nobody stocks them locally. So I'm just gonna switch them out regularly, and just to prevent this scary thing, I might actually just block this vacuum line off and tune around it, because I don't want to hydrolock the engine. I drilled that out in a previous video because it actually wasn't drilled through. Yeah, I mean, maybe this is even a fake AEM. I don't think it is, because it came from a reputable local retailer here. Anyways, so there's the update. No, this does not work. It did not work for me, and there's really nothing else I could have done to prevent that. Nothing at all. It's just needs to be a little bit thicker, or it needs to have that little bit of a lip on it, like the AEM one does. Let's see if I can find an AEM one. Okay, so here's the difference. AEM one, aftermarket lifetime one, diaphragm won't tear, but there's no lip here. And this one here has this lip right around the edge. All right, so that lip, when this goes inside, that lip goes in the groove there, that recessed part, and allows for a tighter seal. Whereas this one is just too thin. Maybe if it was a little bit thicker or doubled up, it wouldn't push the fluid past it and cause all these problems. I can't believe it. Yeah, just my luck. Yeah, so I wonder, maybe, like I said, block it off, go back to this style, tune around it, maybe, right? Keep spares, or time to upgrade Aeromotive, something baller, something that won't fail. Maybe do some research and see what's best. But man, just the potential for the catastrophic damage is just unreal with this. It's really bad, and so it just happened to me now, and it happened on my Holly before. I yeah, don't know what to say. And it's nothing I did. It's just the way these parts are, right? It's not like, I guess it's because race car, right? It's not like something you'd have in a daily driver, and not a problem that somebody's just gonna have and have be okay. Like, for most people, you put this in, you can't deal with it. Like, if this happened on the road, I'd be in trouble. I'd be towing it. Yeah, good thing I was at least data logging, and I could see there was no fuel pressure after about, 30 seconds. But at that point, I'd already cranked it like 3 to 4 times. Anyways, back to the drawing board. Yeah, it's gonna take a little bit of time. Maybe somebody has something in stock locally. I can check that. Tomorrow is Monday, and if they don't, then I'm ordering online. Great. Okay, here's some of my solution. I took some welding rod. This is 16th. It's actually too thick. So this is 35 thou. Hard to get a complete nice circle in stainless, but yeah, it's better thinner than the thick one, because with the thick one, it's hard to line up. So with this one, 35 thou is like 0.9 of a millimeter. This goes right over. It still stays, so that'll push on the edge. 35 thou does stick out more than this one lip here, so it sits on top of it. So this will crush it. You can't put it on the top side because it's just too difficult to line up. And then this way, this will squish, and it still does close. If I put the fatter wire there, the 16th, it won't close up. The two halves don't meet. So this is a solution. I don't know if it's the right one. I messaged the manufacturer, and he said he's gonna R&D some thicker ones, because that would be also another solution. Then it'll squish. That'd probably be the best route. I'd feel more comfortable, because yeah, this, I guess I'd have to test it and see if it messes up. But in the meantime, I think I've decided to somehow block off this, so I just have a fixed fuel pressure, and then I'll tune around it, because in case it does fail, I don't want all that fuel shooting out of here and into the intake. Yeah, just trouble. So I'm gonna button this up and test it out. I think it's gonna work, but I will take up his offer on a thicker one if he could send me that. Let's see how this works. Okay, this is the 35 thou stainless ring, and I have it inserted inside, and I just primed the pump. I got a silicone little nub there blocking just in case, but you can see the fuel is just streaming out. So it's I guess that ring I have isn't perfect enough, maybe not quite thick enough. It's a lot of pressure there, but totally relieved now, but it's still enough to get by. You can see it streaming out, and it is tight. Yeah, 100% tight. So that's a fail. Yeah, I wonder when this did fail. I haven't driven the car, just in and out of the the shop here to work on other stuff. So I haven't put any miles on this part. So anyways, I looked into AEM regulator, and it turns out those diaphragms fail as well. I just Googled AEM fuel pressure regulator diaphragm failure, and of course it gets hits. Now the thing with the AEM is they say you can't buy a rebuild kit, a new diaphragm, so you're forced to buy a whole new kit, whole new pressure regulator, which is like $300 and something. I'm up in Canada, so that's like too much. So I'd be better off just stocking up on the AEM ones. So I ordered another one of these from Real Street. Say they have it in stock. I guess nobody's got them in stock, but landed up here, shipped. It's over $100 Canadian. Craziness. I hope it comes quick, because racing starts in a couple weeks. But it doesn't look like I can drive it with this one, so maybe I'm just gonna put this guy back in. So this piece here, I don't know if the handling is bad for it. I was thinking about maybe putting some silicone grease on it, just to maybe liven it up a bit. I don't know if that's a good idea or a bad idea. Anyways, gonna swap this one in. Hope it doesn't leak. Shouldn't.